In the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful, পরম করুণাময়, অতিশয় দয়াবান, আল্লাহর নামে শুরু করিলাম। বিসমিল্লাহির রহমানির রহিম। I am Muhammad Shahidul Islam Via, lecturer in English of Puradia Wasimuddin Khan Degree College. I would like to congratulate the students of HSC, those who have been admitted in our college this year. And I am your English teacher, and I would like to teach you the Unit 1, Lesson 1 of English Past Paper book, and the lesson is about Nelson Mandela, and it is actually a report prepared by Reuters, and Reuters is an international news organization based on London, and it was established by Thomson Reuters in 1851. Now the chapter is about Nelson Mandela, who became the first black president of South Africa, and before becoming the first president he had to fight a lot and he had to undergo a lot of punishments, and the report has actually discussed about Nelson Mandela to some extent. Now let us read it. Reuters, 15 December 2013, Johannesburg, Reuters. This portion tells us that it is actually a report prepared by Reuters and the correspondent of Reuters who was in duty in Johannesburg. Now Nelson Mandela guided South Africa from the shackles of apartheid to a multiracial democracy as an icon of peace and reconciliation, who came to embody the struggle for justice around the world. Big sentence. Now I am to narrate part by part. Nelson Mandela guided South Africa. That is, Nelson Mandela did something to guide South Africa, and from the shackles of apartheid, that is, he could rescue South Africa from the shackles of apartheid to a multiracial democracy, and he established multiracial democracy in South Africa as an icon of peace and reconciliation. Now here he has been considered as an icon of peace and reconciliation, who came to embody the struggle for justice around the world. Now he is actually the embodiment of struggle and justice around the world. Now imprisoned for nearly 3 decades, he was imprisoned for about 3 decades because he was fighting against the white minority rule. For his fight against white minority rule, Mandela never lost his resolve to fight for his people's emancipation. Even though he was being tortured bitterly, he was kept in jail, but he did not stop his decision to fight against the white minority rule. He had an intention to bring emancipation for his black people. He was determined to bring down apartheid while avoiding a civil war. He had an intention to stop apartheid in that country, and at the same time he was willing to avoid civil war. He was willing to establish democracy in that country, but he was not willing to participate in any civil war. That is, he had an intention to avoid bloodshed in his country. Now here the word apartheid is a special word. It is especially made for South Africa because the black people were oppressed by the white people, and there was a hatred in the hearts of the black people, and that is why there is a conflict between white people and black people. And as long as there was a conflict, the term has been expressed by the word apartheid. Now, I hate race discrimination most intensely. This is actually the talking of Nelson Mandela. I hate race discrimination most intensely. Intensely means severely. That is, he used to hate race discrimination, and in all its manifestation, whatever the way of its manifestation may be, he used to hate race discrimination. That is, he was not in a mental condition to accept race discrimination. Race discrimination means there were black people and there were white people. As long as white people were in the power in that country, so they used to oppress the black people, and that is why there was the race discrimination, and Nelson Mandela used to hate this discrimination. I have fought it all during my life. That is, Nelson Mandela himself is telling that I have fought it all during my life. That is, he had fought it all during his life. I will fight it now. Then he is willing to fight in this way and will do so until the end of my days. And he is willing to continue his fighting. Mandela said in his acceptance speech on becoming South Africa's first black president in 1994. That is, in 1994, when he became the first president of South Africa, he actually expressed all these ideas. That is, he had hatred in his heart for the race discrimination, and he was willing to continue his fighting, and he also expressed that he would continue his fighting until the end of his life. The time for the healing of the wounds has come. Now he is telling that there were wounds in the hearts of the black people because they were oppressed by the white people. So the black people were actually bearing strong mental agony against the white people. So Nelson Mandela is telling that now this is the time to forget all these things. The moment to bridge the chasm that divides us has come. Now there was a gap between the black people and the white people. Now Nelson Mandela is declaring it forcibly that it was the time to build a bridge between the gap, that is between the minds of the black people and the minds of the white people. We have at last achieved our political emancipation. That is why Nelson Mandela became the first black president of South Africa in 1994. He actually believed that the people of South Africa actually attained political emancipation. In 1993, Mandela was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize, an honor he shared with F.W. de Klerk, the white African leader who had freed him from prison 3 years earlier and negotiated the end of apartheid. That is, in 1993, Nelson Mandela, along with F.W. de Klerk, got Nobel Peace Prize, and the Nobel Peace Prize was shared between these two persons because F.W. de Klerk, despite being white South African president, he understood that to establish peace in South Africa, there was no other alternative way other than freeing Nelson Mandela from the jail. So at one point, when the all black people of South Africa became very much uncontrollable, then he understood the reality. So he freed Nelson Mandela and he could establish peace. That is, the black people, by getting Nelson Mandela, they became pacified and peace in South Africa was established. That is why Nelson Mandela, along with F.W. de Klerk, was given the Nobel Peace Prize in 1993. Mandela went on to play a prominent role on the world stage as an advocate of human dignity in the face of challenges ranging from political repression to AIDS. Now, Nelson Mandela became the South African black president. Now, actually, he had to fight against political repression, and at the same time, he had to fight against AIDS. AIDS is a fatal disease. The elaboration of AIDS is acquired immune deficiency syndrome, and South Africa was actually attacked by AIDS in an epidemic form. So when Nelson Mandela was fighting against political repression, at the same time he had to fight against AIDS. He formally left public life in June 2004 before his 86th birthday, telling his adoring countrymen, "Don't call me, I will call you." That is, he became the South African president. Then in 2004, that is, his regime was ended, and at the time of saying goodbye to his regime, that was actually before his 86th birthday, then he addressed his countrymen and he delivered speech by telling that, "Don't call me." That is, he forbade his countrymen to call him, "I will call you." he also assured his countrymen that he himself would call he himself would call his countrymen, that is, at the time of necessity, he was willing to stand beside his countrymen, but he remained one of the world's most revered public figures, combining celebrity sparkle with an unwavering messages of freedom, respect, and human rights. Though he himself uh, retired from his duty, that is, at one point, after establishing peace in his country, he decided to retire from the post, and that is, even though he retired, he was actually um, became he became the combining celebrity sparkle, that is, he was receiving due honor and respect from every corner of human being. He is at the epicenter of our time, ours in South Africa and yours wherever you are. Nadine Gordimer, the South African writer and Nobel laureate for literature, once remarked. That is, Nadine Gordimer, who received Nobel Prize in Literature, she talked about Nelson Mandela, and she's telling that Nelson Mandela was the epicenter, that is, he was the central character of our time. That is, Nelson Mandela became the central character of their time. Ours in South Africa, that is, in South Africa, Nelson Mandela was the most important person, and yours wherever you are. And she also told that all the people of the world are bound to show him due honor. That is, Nelson Mandela is a mythical person. That is, he is a character of mythical stature. The years Mandela spent behind bars made him the world's most celebrated political prisoner and a leader of mythic stature for millions of black South Africans and other oppressed people far beyond his country's borders. That is, Nelson Mandela was kept in jail for about 3 decades, that is almost 27 years he was inside the jail. And as long as he was suffering for his countrymen, all the people of the world showed due honor and respect for him. That is, he was able to win the hearts of the people of the whole world. And all the black people of South Africa loved him, and even all the people of the whole world loved him. Charged with capital offences in the 1963 Rivonia trial, his statement from the dock was his political testimony. That is, Nelson Mandela was charged with capital offence, and there was a trial named Rivonia trial, and in 1963 he had to stand before the court, and by standing at the dock before the court, he delivered a statement, and the statement is considered as a political testimony. Now, by standing at the dock before the court, he spoke like that: during my lifetime, I have dedicated myself to the struggle of the African people. That is, during his whole life, he had dedicated himself to the struggle of the African people. That is, he fought against the white minority rule to establish the right of black African people. I have fought against white domination, and I have fought against black domination. That is, Nelson Mandela was fighting against white domination, and at the same time he was fighting against black domination. That is, he had the hatred against black domination or white domination. He did not like whether it is white domination or black domination. I have cherished the ideal of a democratic and free society in which all persons live together in harmony and with equal opportunities, he told the court. That is, by standing before the court, he told that he had cherished the ideal of a democratic and free society. That is, he was bearing in his mind that in his country democracy would be established, and he was actually cherishing a desire, and he had a strong belief, and he had an ideal that his country would get real democracy. And he also told that it's an ideal I hope to live for and to achieve, but if needs be, it's an ideal for which I am prepared to die. Now, Nelson Mandela had a strong desire that his countrymen would be in real democracy, they would receive their human rights and political rights, and that is why he was actually willing to fight against the white minority rule. He was willing to fight to establish all the human rights for his countrymen, and he was actually a strong believer that he was ready to die with a view to establishing his ideal. Now, friends adored Mandela and fondly called him Madiba, the clan name by which he was known. That is, his friends used to love him very much, and to show him love and respect, they used to call him Madiba, and Madiba was his clan name. Say there is someone named Jahid Imtiaz Buya, and Buya is his clan name, and exactly like this, Madiba was the clan name of Nelson Mandela. People lauded his humanity, kindness, and dignity. That is, all the people appreciated him for his humanity, for his kindness, and for his dignity. Now, I have read the lesson line by line, and before stopping the class, I would like to tell you that Nelson Mandela was a black people of South Africa, and all the black people of South Africa were oppressed by the white minority rule. Then he used to hate this oppression. That is why he organized all the black people, and for his activities against the government, against the white government, he was actually kept inside the jail, and he had to remain in the jail for about 27 years. Then when all the black people became very much angry, then F.W. de Klerk, the then white president, actually freed him from the jail. Then by coming out from the jail, he participated in the election. Almost all the people voted for him, and he was able to form the government. That is, he became the first black president of South Africa. Now, he is actually a man with mythic stature. We love and respect him. We, the people of the whole world, love him. Now, this is actually the story. You are requested to read the chapter repeatedly. And this is all for today. Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum.